Hi YouTube, it's Annika Van Buren of Tampa, Florida. And it's a beautiful day here today. Not too hot, very dry, a little on the windy side. I have this project that I've been trying to do in my house years and years ago. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I love to go out to yard sales and estate sales and consignment shops and Facebook Marketplace. And that's how I've decorated and furnished my homes, and I say homes, over the years, because in the last, 26 years, I've moved 22 times. Now, some of those times I had two places, one up north, one down in Florida. So you kind of have to consider that. It was a lot of moving though. And there were a lot of times then I would go back to the first house that I had, and I would sell everything that was in the other house. So years ago, when I moved up to New York State in the middle of the recession that was here in Florida, there just was absolutely no business. I moved into this wonderful city called Saratoga Springs, and I moved into this gorgeous Victorian townhome. 1886 it was built, and it had 11-foot ceilings. Actually, I think they were 14 when I think about it. Way higher than this. Big crown molding, long windows to the floor, hardwood floors, brick walls. It was just absolutely gorgeous. But when I moved up there, I had absolutely no furniture. Nothing. Fortunately, the people that had rented the apartment before me had left like a flat bed, not even a futon, in the living room. So that was it. So the next thing I did is I went out and I bought a queen-size bed and a memory foam mattress, which were new at that time, and then started shopping in yard sales, garage sales. And one of the first things that I bought, and you might have seen it in the background several times, is this great big antique bird cage. And people look at it and wonder why I have it. They think I should have a bird in it. And I'm sorry if you're a bird fan in your home. I'm not. I love them outside and I love to watch them. But anyway, it's sort of a antique green. And I've been trying to paint it for the last month with a kind of a gold spray paint. I thought it would look really cool in the living room. There hasn't been a day when there hasn't been wind. And even if I take it outside, there are other houses around. Who knows? You know, somebody's house might wind up having gold paint on the side. So, anyway, that's my story. But I do interior redesign also. So all these finds that I have over the years have given me this expertise in kind of using the things that I have, clearing out a room, shopping a house, and putting back what should be in there or what would look better. Because a lot of people don't have the ability to see what it could be. And I have been told at one of the Connecticut design schools that I do. So, but there's a lot of absolutely wonderful designers here on YouTube, and there's no way that I would ever begin to do that kind of a channel. But I know a little bit about cocktails, just a little, not a whole lot. So I'm going to make my last Benedictine cocktail today. And it's got a funny name. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. A friend of mine said, yeah, I know what that is. A Caprice. C-A-P-R-I-C-E. And the recipe for it was first published in 1937. But apparently the book isn't in print anymore, and nobody can find it to find any more of the particulars about who put it together in the first place. So we're just going to do today here from this little recipe. You'll see me look down every once in a while for the little cheat sheet. You know, I should just put together a book for myself of all these recipes that we've done together over this last year or so. Anyway, we're going to start out, and I already have ice in my shaker here, with 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces of gin. So I'm going to use 2. and they specify a dry gin. So once again, I'm using Bombay Sapphire. Then it's a ½ ounce of dry vermouth. So here we go. And our featured friend for the last 2 weeks, a ½ ounce of Benedictine. And it is a French herbal liqueur. It goes back to like 1886. So this has been around a while. There we go. And in this, instead of Angostura bitters, we're going to use orange bitters. Now the recipe calls for 1. You know how I feel about bitters. 1, 2. You can't see my tray very well today. So they're all here in my shaker. About 20 seconds. Okay, there we go. With a chilled coupe. So, fridge is right here. I'm going to just grab it. Out of the freezer. Everything's kind of pint size in this place. But you know what? I've organized it to death. So, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. I can just reach for everything. And so it's okay. All right, and we're going to strain this. You don't need to double strain it. Right here. Go. And then I'm going to add the rind of an orange. I peeled it before. And then I'm going to twist it so we can express the orange oils here into the drink. Cocktail, I should say. And that is a Caprice. Thus endeth our series on Benedictine, at least for a while. Here, let's see what it tastes like. I haven't tried it yet. This was mentioned when I read about it, that it has a similar taste to a Vesper. Do you remember that? That was gin, dry vermouth, sweet vermouth, and Lillet, which I've since found out they don't even make anymore. So maybe this is a little cloned. Any of you that have had both, I'd love your comments below if you know, because I do not propose to be an expert. You know, you go to school for that and spend years learning this craft. I have all the respect in the world for professional bartenders, not only with the knowledge that they have to have, but with the people that they have to put up with every day. I watch the folks in our resort, and we have pretty much a young crew. In this over the years, it's varied whether they were civil or not. And this crew that we have right now, they're all just absolutely delightful and personable. And it's fun to just go there and have a cocktail because they're just so sweet and adorable. And they have to put up with some people sometimes. It's just, you know, and they're polite, which they should be. So anyway, I'm going to save this for later. And why don't you give it a try? Tell me what you think of it. So I'm just going to show you real quick. This is a dress that I'm wearing today. It's just a long sleeve mini dress. And this is what I'd call mustard yellow. And I absolutely have some shoes that match. They're sandals. I don't know if you can see them or not. And they're brown snakeskin and brown leather, and then a mustard strap on them. And do I ever wear them with anything else but this dress? No. So I'm going to turn around so you can see what it looks like in the back. It's just very plain. And that's it. I've decided I'm going to try and grow my bangs out. Let's see what happens, okay? Your opinions are always welcome. Thanks so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate it. There's a sea of people on here that are a lot more knowledgeable and probably way more entertaining than I am, but I appreciate you. I think our latest following, we have 183,000 that follow this channel, which amazes me that any of you would want to see a sexy granny mixing up cocktails each week. But here I am. So thank you for being here, and if this is your first time, please like, if you did, and subscribe, and hit that little bell so that you can be notified, and then you won't miss a moment. Description for the cocktail will be below if you're interested in making it, and just a little tiny bit about the outfit. And if you want to know more about me, there's a link right on the home page as you log into my account that shows you what else I offer. I hope you have a blessed day, and remember, it doesn't cost a thing to be kind. Pass it on. Namaste, my friends. And I'm going to use my little clicker and say goodbye.